Good morning. I'm very pleased to be back with you today for our fourth LATAM conference on international fleet management after Mexico in September 2019 and the digital conferences of September 2020 and April 2021, just a few months ago. Today, I want to share some information with you, starting with an update on the COVID situation and the macroeconomic trends. I will also spend some words on the automotive industry, the shortages, and what I believe is transforming mobility management. That is to say, the rapid growth of telematics and car data usage. "42 million people have been contaminated. 1.4 million have died from COVID-19 in Latin America. The region continues to be severely affected by the pandemic, and new cases have increased after slowing down in early 2021. Brazil in particular is fighting with new variants that have not only infected, but reinfected people. The slide shows that the Latin American subcontinent, which represents 8% of the population in the world, got 3 times more contaminated people and 4 times more casualties than the rest of the world. 32% of the deaths are reported in Latin America. However, some countries have been more severely affected than others, like Peru, with almost 6,000 deaths per million inhabitants, followed by Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia. Brazil is the second country behind the United States in absolute numbers, with more than 500,000 deaths. In some countries like Venezuela or Nicaragua in particular, the reported numbers are certainly underestimated and casualties are likely more than the reported numbers you can see. Vaccination programs are on track, but they are uneven across countries. More than 60% of the population have already received 1 dose in Chile, Brazil, and Argentina, and we can expect a positive impact in the months to come in the south of the continent. However, it will take more time in Mexico, Peru, and obviously Venezuela or Nicaragua to get an impact, unfortunately. Mobility restrictions were tightened in many countries, including Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, hindering economic activity, especially in the services sector. The balance between sanitary protection and business requirements has not been homogeneous across countries or even at country level, like in Brazil, generating some confusion among the population. The pandemic has hit the middle and lower income household the hardest, and increased social and political tensions will generate a high degree of policy uncertainty, says Standard & Poor's. On the negative side, currencies have depreciated by 6% in Mexico, 25% in Brazil, and 42% in Argentina between the end of 2019 and now. Raw materials have increased 18% on average in 2021. Oil prices 50% at international level. As a consequence, inflation has risen in many countries. It is 47% in Argentina, 7% in Brazil, and 5% in Mexico. As a consequence, purchasing power of the poor people have decreased. Employment has not yet returned to the pre-pandemic levels, as you can see in the graph. Income losses are worse than poverty and food security in many countries. As countries in the region begin to reopen, social grievances have returned to the forefront. On the positive side, external economic conditions have improved since the start of the year. Rising commodity prices have bolstered government revenues and remittance inflows remain robust. The number you have seen in the previous slide inspired comment from the World Bank, who wrote, Latin America has been one of the hardest hit regions by the pandemic in emerging markets, and we expect it to be among the slowest to recover. GDP is projected to grow 5.9% in 2021, assuming moderate progress in vaccine rollouts in most countries and eased mobility restrictions. Growth is projected at 2.5% in 2022. A full recovery to pre-pandemic levels will be protracted in much of the region toward the end of 2022. Brazil's economy is projected to grow 4.7% in 2021, supported by a French round of emergency payments to households and favorable international credit conditions. Mexico's economy is projected to expand by 5.8% in 2021 as the manufacturing industry and the services sector are expected to benefit from increased export demand associated with rapid growth in the United States. Growth in Argentina is expected to rebound to 6.9% in 2021, while Colombia's economy is expected to expand 7% this year. Chile's economy is anticipated to expand 6.9%, and Peru is forecast to grow 11% this year. The durability of the recovery is highly contingent on containments of the pandemic and solution to the shortages that some industry, like car industry in particular, are suffering. Shortages in microchips have affected car production in Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico. I have been talking to most executives in the leasing industry, and they all say that they are facing difficulties to source new cars, and in some cases, delays can be up to 6 months in Brazil. Recently, one manufacturer was writing to a leasing company in Mexico, due to shortages of microchips and lack of stocks, we are not able to give you any price list for the month. Our networks are some cars to sell, but you will have to agree on a case-by-case basis for your fleet orders. In Brazil, due to the global shortages of semiconductors, which compromises the supply of electronic modules, half of Brazil's automotive assembly plant stopped part or all of the production in June and July for periods ranging from days to a full month, say Brazil National Automakers Association and FAVEA. This has heavily impacted registration figures. 1.2 million vehicles, passenger cars and LCV, have been sold at the end of July in Brazil, 26% more than last year, but 21% less than in 2019 at July end. In Mexico, in 2021, the Mexican market starts growing effectively, leading year-to-date sales at 600,000 units, which is 18% more than in 2020. Despite all these positive numbers, compared to pre-pandemic level, the market is still below, with 19% less than in 2019. In Argentina, the third country which is producing cars in the subcontinent, the situation is very similar to Brazil and Mexico. With 230 registration at July end, it is 31% more than in 2020, but 20% less than in 2019. In Chile, the situation is slightly better because all cars are imported. Registration have reached more than 200,000 cars, which is 82% more than last year, but still 7% less than in 2019. It is also interesting to note that the LCV market has already fully recovered, while the passenger car market remains 20% below 2019 in the four countries. We can suspect that this is a consequence of the OEM policies, which consist in selecting the model they can produce primarily based on the profitability they generate and the quantity of microchips they require. In the mobility area in general, scooters and bikes are developing slowly in a relatively hostile environment due to security issues. E-hailing continues to grow quickly for the same reason. But what really needs to be mentioned is the success of connected solutions. Telematics is growing very fast. Most leasing companies are indicating that their new deliveries are equipped with a telematic device. It started with geolocalization a few years ago, finding solutions to sets. However, there are more and more demand from international corporations for data to measure cost efficiencies and driver behavior. According to one of the leading providers, connected cars are required by international corporations for making savings, increasing their productivity, but they also start to see a trend towards security and control of driver behavior. Most recent contracts for new vehicles or new customers include telematic services as a part of commercial tool. In the present context of shortages, customers are also installing devices on used cars as they do not want to wait more. Telematic is also used to prepare fleet electrification. In Costa Rica, Colombia, or Brazil, they observe a strong growth of the demand for electric vehicles, at least from international corporations. However, car prices remain pretty high in the case of traditional brands. Nevertheless, newcomers from China, like GAC, Changan, or BYD, might impact and accelerate the transformation. I leave you now with my colleague, Daniel Blanc from Fleet Latam, and wish you a very good day with interesting experiences and presentation. Bye-bye.